Hey everyone, and welcome back to BONELAB Patch 4. And as you can see in front of me, today I'm going to be showing you BONELAB Patch 4's best weapon pack yet. And that is the Trauma Melee Pack by Gaming Politician. As you can see, this isn't even all the weapons, by the way, this is just some. And I mean, take a look at the avatar too. We've got a lot to check out in this one singular mod. So let's start. So I've reviewed this mod pack tons of times in my This Week in BONELAB series. And I mean, can you see why? The weapons are extremely heavy. And they are able to be used by smaller avatars, except obviously they are much more heavier and hard to control. But it can also give a nice kind of challenge when you're fighting enemies. This hammer is barely movable off the ground. So here's the normal Trauma construct. This is the avatar that comes in the pack. And in the latest Patch 4 update, this avatar actually comes with a bunch of different styles. For example, we have the Rose construct. I really like this one because you can see through the arms. It's like it's actually kind of like made out of red glass. Also, not to mention, even without the weapons, the avatar is strong as hell. I mean, just look at this. And here's what the avatar looks like in a mirror. As you can see, the eyes also are unique, and they actually always stay looking at the camera. It's kind of terrifying. I don't know if they're actually looking around, or if that's just like an optical illusion, but it's really impressive. I wouldn't want to see this thing coming at me, because this thing is honestly terrifying. I'm really liking the look of how this virus construct looks. This one that is filled with a bunch of void stuff. Just look at the like kind of metal sheen on this one. Looks like his hands are made out of diamonds or something. Man, I would kill for a Wigwam version of this avatar in the pack. Well, here's an idea. How about we all go into the comments of this mod and put down in the comments Wigwam construct when, and see if Gaming Politician will actually create a Wigwam color palette version. So the most important part of the avatar is 100% its actual function. For example, if I go over here just below my body log, you can see that I can grip on my arm. And it even has a custom UI that will show up to show you what weapon this grip point will give you. There's one higher up on the arm. This will give us the scythe. And if you press the trigger here, there it is. Your scythe is delivered. And wow. On the chest here, we can also activate a trash can here symbol. When we activate this, it will create this void in our chest. And if we put anything in this void, it'll be despawned. That's right, we have a bin inside of us. Here's one of my favorite weapons, this thing. This one is like a kind of arm knife that you hold really nicely, and it just feels so satisfying to slash null bodies with it. The absolute power of the avatar is just unmatched. I mean, just look at it. Alright, so why don't we go through every single weapon and see what they can do. As you can see, there's quite a lot. That's right. And the poor early access over here are going to experience some serious pain. So we're going to start all the way over here. Here we have the battering pan. It's basically just a frying pan with the Trauma construct kind of aesthetic on it. With the little logo there. Can actually kind of serve these guys for breakfast here. We slow down a bit. Put them on the pan. Fly! Honestly, not the most effective out of the weapons, but still fun. Next up, we have the Canadian Wrath. This thing has a Canada-shaped kind of logo in the middle, plus the Trauma Construct logo on top of it, and it's just the giant axe. What more could you want? You can absolutely pummel these guys, and if these guys were givable NPCs, they would be instantly vaporized by this thing. I mean, just look at it go. There is absolutely no mercy with these weapons. Okay, next up we have the Carniformer. Now this is our first very unique weapon. As you can see, it is a jackhammer thing. It is a jackhammer, right? All you gotta do is turn it on. And I mean, there we go. That's all you need to see. And this isn't just an animation. If we slow time down, there we go. You can see this is literally happening right now. So if you turn it off and rub it up against the guy, it's not really gonna do anything. But if you turn it on, then it can actually pummel the guys' heads. And it can also make them angry, apparently. Go away. If you slow down, we can see it in action, as it literally just does these tiny little pushes over and over again to them. Let's go down on the floor. We can watch it in action. taking them out in no time. Stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself! Next here we have the Gouger. It is a simple trident spear thing, but it never fails to not be effective. Look at the distance you can get with these things. It's also pretty fun to do some like Zeus kind of action when you jump onto someone with it and stab them into the ground. These null bodies are way out of their league. Next we got the Chuck Axe, which is a much more smaller thing. I mean, if you play as a normal avatar, then this thing is still ginormous and very heavy, but it's a more controllable one as a smaller guy. I mean, this thing has Chuck in its name, right? So why don't we chuck it at the null bodies? I don't know if this is an issue with the new update, but it is kind of really hard to throw them at the moment. As you can see, if I throw it, it kind of goes down really fast. This axe also even has a little spike on the end, so you can, you know, get them at the end too. You can do that thing with your fingers too, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here we have the Divider, another simple one. This is one of the first weapons in the pack. And it's just a good old sword with a bunch of spikes. Taking out multiple null bodies in one swing with ease. Of course, it also works the other way, just minus the spikes. Here we have the Economic Agriculturist, and it is a shovel. Yeah, that's right, they literally thought about any single tool that could be used as a weapon and put it in this pack. The shovel does what you'd expect, scoops stuff up and absolutely destroys them. Extremely fun. And here we have the biggest weapon yet, the High Pike. This is also one of the newest weapons, and I mean, just look at the size of it. This thing's ginormous for this avatar. So just imagine if you were a peasant. Yeah, that's right, you're not even moving this thing. Well, let's give it a try. You can also use it as a bit of a spike. I actually impaled that guy's head. Oh my god. Next up we have the Inverter. It's a bit similar to the Trident, except it's double-sided and a little bit smaller. This thing's great for some awesome combos too. Like stabbing one end, stabbing the other. Guy's coming at you, clothesline him. Then you can stab the other ones who are in your way. Some real cool combos to be had here. Here we have Morph. Yeah, I'm not sure how to say it, but it is a hammer that is on a chain, which is connected to another handle. It seems to be a little broken right now. I don't know if that's my fault. This thing's basically just a hammer on a flail, and I mean, what a crazy idea, but it's also amazing. Right now it's really not working, but I'm guessing this will be fixed soon. Here we have the match rods, or the mac rods, I'm not sure how you say it. Basically nunchucks. Gaming politicians really going all out with adding a weapon and experimenting with stuff that people have never seen before. Like I've never seen people do nunchucks before. Let alone physics-based nunchucks, which can do all this crazy shit. These ones actually feel really good with this avatar. I didn't think something like this would be able to work very well, but honestly with the Trauma avatar, it works out pretty well. They seem to be not doing a lot of damage for some reason. I think this is something that might have changed in patch 4. I've been noticing that stuff that's colliding with enemies isn't really doing damage anymore, and I really hope that gets reverted because that makes a lot of stuff kind of useless, like these nunchucks. Although it's also super fun beating the hell out of a skeleton without him dying straight away. Here we have the left and right gauntlets. These don't fit very well on the avatar, as you can see, but they also still do work. These things are obviously just gauntlets, so they don't really weigh your arms down at all, but they do definitely enhance the power of your arms. Check this out. What? Alright, they seem to be kind of broken right now, battering these guys, and they are taking not even a glimpse at damage. Pretty sure this might be a patch 4 issue. I don't know why these can't do damage anymore. Well, sadly moving on, we have the Jugosaur. Once again, speaks for itself. Let's turn this thing on. Take a look at that. In slow-mo you can see that it actually moves like that, which looks really cool. It's a good thing these have such a cartoony aesthetic, because otherwise these would be completely brutal. You can see it in action there, just ripping these guys up. Guy behind us. Get down, buddy. I'm sorry. And then you can turn it off. Even when you turn it off, it kind of slowly comes to a stop instead of just completely stopping, which is a lovely attention to detail. Here we have the Muradama. And I mean, just witness this. Need I say more? Here we have the traffic killer. It's just a stop sign. I wouldn't even imagine a stop sign as a weapon. This one's really fun to just kind of splat guys with. And if you want to, you can even kind of give them a slingshot. The end also seems to do constant damage, as if it's trying to stab enemies, which is kind of weird. You can see it there. And just making it even more brutal. I guess you kind of can stab guys with it. Look at that. Wow. Now this is one of my personal favorites. The overswing. And just look at it already. Come on, we've all seen a mace before. Well, check out what you can do. That's right. You can detach the ball and then reattach it no matter where you are, causing for some awesome trick shots. And with a bit of momentum, you can really get this thing flying. Goodbye. Sometimes when reeling it back to you, it can kind of be a bit weird. I'm flying into the void right now. Goodbye. I'll see you in the dev room, I guess. Okay, sorry to whoever's living over there. Speaking of the overswing, we also have the telesword, which is the same concept, except with a sword. Right now, the sword's physics seem to be a bit broken, so I'm not sure if this is going to really work out. Alright, I underestimated this thing. It just kind of looks a bit weird at the moment. But with a good enough smack, even steel skeletons are getting one shot. Here we have the ripping knife, little small knife. Beautifully taking heads off, wow. Along with the ripping knife, we've also got the punch wrap. This is like a little, the dude from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's like his weapon. Once again, just beautiful. Next up, we have Trauma Construct's Telesword. That's right, we've got lightsabers in this pack. And it's also not to be underestimated, like the rest of the weapons. Eat it! Along with the telesword, we've also got the dual telesword, which is self-explanatory. It's the telesword but dual. Now you can be Darth Maul Trauma Construct and cause some serious damage. And if you thought the teleswords ended there, well, you would be wrong. We've also got the dual spinning telesword. You can turn the lightsaber on. You can also activate spin mode with no lightsaber, but I mean, it doesn't really do much. And there it is. We're ready to go. It seems to be spinning so fast that it can't even hit the enemies. I don't know what's up with that. Kind of ram it in their face like that. Next up we have the Nullifier, which is a giant riot shield. Then hide behind it. We should be invincible. You even get a nice little window here so you can see through. Then you can charge them, ram it into them and absolutely take them out. It's called the Nullifier for a reason. This thing can just block everything. What's up, buddy? Not even an effect. And then you can just ram them back like that. And this item isn't just all defensive. I mean, you already saw it in offense. But if we piss this guy off, you can see if you press the menu button while holding this thing, we can activate spikes on the bottom. Block that, and then stab the shit out of him. Yep. Once again, another real brutal weapon. It's even got this bottom grip for you to use it as kind of like a Wolverine claw. Wow. How do you even think of this? This is just amazing. Here we have the Fischetti from earlier. I'm not going to show it off too much because you've already seen. Just good at what it does. I mean, just look at it. And here we have the Wall Faller. This one specializes in being just an absolute battering weapon. Sending dudes flying, just as every other weapon does. I mean, come on. These weapons are all good. Here we have Soul Heist. This thing is a scythe. And to finish the pack off, we have the Traumatizer, a simple basic hammer. This was the first weapon to be added to the pack, and it's a classic. Nothing I've wanted more in BONELAB than just a big old hammer, and this one does the job amazingly. Just imagine the pain. So, what did you guys think of the Trauma Melee pack? It's definitely one of my personal favorites. 100% my favorite melee weapon. I mean, just look at this thing. I'm definitely a big fan of this shield. I mean, the way you can use it as a Wolverine claw, while also completely completely shielding yourself from any damage. It feels so tactical, and the blades are brutal. Just combine this with any other weapon, and you've got the perfect combo. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this mod review. If you want to see more, then make sure to subscribe and stick around and let me know down in the comments. I'll see you guys next time.
And a massive thank you for 9,000 subscribers. We're going to be at 10,000 in no time. I can't believe I'm saying that. You guys are the best. And also, shoutouts to all of my current members. You guys are awesome.